This inflation is freaking killing me. The prices of vegetables should not be this high. A few weeks ago, I hit a roadblock because I knew I could not spend the same amount of money on vegetables each week. Like literally I was spending, I want to say over $300 to $400 on just fruits and vegetables. Not anything for the family, anything. Like it was just entirely too much money. So I had to get my life together because I was not giving up on my juice fast, okay? You hear me? I was not giving up. I did it too many times before and I just was not doing it again. I got off of YouTube. I stopped listening to people in different tax brackets that was giving advice on what to buy and how much to buy and how to have an effective juice fasting journey. Bull, okay? Those people were giving advice based on their tax bracket. So I'm giving advice based on my tax bracket, okay? So I had to step back. I had to use my brain, I had to brainstorm and figure out what strategies to come up with that fits into my tax bracket. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's why we have a brain, right? To be innovators, right? Doing that, I came up with the most cost-saving strategy for juicing. Let me tell you. I can't believe I came up with that. Seriously, I got it down to a science. Let me tell you. Science, okay? So what are you waiting for? Let's go shopping.
Before I head to the store, I have to go to my dentist appointment. A lot of the juices that I was taking in before was a lot of fruit, so it was affecting my teeth, so I have to keep a close eye on them. The great thing about my new strategy is that it won't be a major problem for my teeth at all. The items I will be getting today are all organic. Let's get into it. The recommended amount of cilantro per day is 1/4 tightly packed cup of cilantro that includes the stem. We're getting just enough to double that amount each day for the next 7 days. 10 sprigs of parsley is enough to get the recommended daily intake of vitamin K. We'll be getting more than enough to last us for the next 7 days. Parsley lasts about 7 days in the refrigerator when stored properly. 1 cup is the recommended amount for rainbow chard daily. Since it lasts for 10 days in the refrigerator, it'll last the entire week and should hold us Monday through Sunday. We'll be using exactly 1 cup of chard. 1 cucumber is recommended per day and we'll be using only 1. Keep in mind we still have our base that will provide hydration as well, so we're not going to overuse our cucumbers. 1 apple a day will keep the doctor away. We'll be having 2 apples per day and pretend like doctors never existed. So it's recommended to only eat 1 orange per day and we'll only be eating 1. This is probably the most expensive item that I'm purchasing, which is $7.99. And it's very hard to find quality oranges, so I was willing to invest. I've spent $33 so far, so the goal is to go in here and spend only $16. So now I'm at Aldi. Aldi has the cheapest pineapples, which is why I'm coming here. So here's my receipt for Kroger. As you can see, I got 2 bundles of organic parsley. I got 3 bundles of organic cilantro, and I got 6 cucumbers. And the only reason why I got 6 because I still had 1 at home, and my total came up to $31.81. While at Aldi, I got 3 pineapples and 2 cases of muscadine grapes. They're seasonal, so I had to get them. They're super sweet, and I would love to add them to my juices. So since I had extra money, I used that. I do want you guys to keep in mind that the only reason why I did not get organic pineapples because only Whole Foods sold organic pineapples, and it was entirely too much money. So that was the only thing that I purchased that was not organic. So I do like to shop around to see who has the cheapest organic items, and this is an old receipt that I found from Sprouts compared to what I purchased at Kroger, and as you can see there is a 10 cents difference. I know that's small, but it makes a huge difference, so please shop around for your organic items. Okay, this is all I'll be using for juicing for the next 7 days for the week, and I'm going to explain how I'll be using it, how I'll break it up for the next 7 days, and what I'll be using for my base. And I only spent $45, but I am going to get into what I used the last $5 for. I did not purchase lemons, but I do have lemons because that's typically what we buy in the house just to cook food in general. So please make sure you shop around in your own home and make sure that you're able to utilize what you already have in your home as well, because it does come in handy. So I went ahead and restocked my apples and oranges. Sometimes I have apples and oranges left over because I have friends and family who looks out for me sometimes. Like if they're at the grocery store and they see like a bag of organic apples and they have spare change, they'll get like a bag for me, and it's very helpful. So if you do have family and friends, tell everybody about your journey, because trust me, any more offer is extremely helpful. Please remember to always properly store your herbs. It's very important because you will need them to last. The remaining $5 went on 5 gallons of water. The only reason why I didn't get 7 is because I already had 2 at home. Keep in mind, I always keep one container empty because it really helps in the juicing process, and you'll see that momentarily. So these are some of the vegetables and herbs I went ahead and washed up. I have cilantro here, chard, cucumber, apple, and orange. I will be juicing 2 apples though, and I will be juicing 1 cup of pineapple because 1 cup is recommended daily. So I'll be adding in that cup. Keep in mind, cilantro only lasts for 4 days. So I always top my wheat with the cilantro and end with the parsley, since parsley lasts longer than cilantro. And basically, I am going to show you how I'm going to turn this into 1 gallon of juice. So here's where the empty container comes in handy. Since it's 1 gallon, I don't have to measure anything. I juice all my vegetables and herbs and I pour them into the empty container. Now I have the juice all in there. It's time to add my water, which is my base. So now I'm adding my water. The only difference between now and then was then I was using cucumbers as my base, and that was costing me so much money. So instead, I decided to use water as my base, and it saves me so much money. I used to use watermelon as well, but I stopped that as well. Voila, there you have it. My green juice, 1 gallon. That's all I need every day, and it will hold me over until tomorrow, and I'll do it all over again.
So I just want to go over a few things now that we went over my juicing routine. Keep in mind that gallon is just for 1 day. It's not for the week. So keep that in mind. I try to take in a gallon of juice a day, and that's how I come up with the gallon. And of course, I switch up the vegetables and the herbs each week to keep it fun. But mainly I stick to my cilantro, my parsley, and I also stick with some type of sweetener like pineapple or an orange, but I try not to overdo it. And luckily, since water is my base, it waters it down a lot, which helps a lot with my teeth. So one of the things that I wanted to point out is that a lot of people tend to have this idea about juice fasting. Against popular belief, I do not believe that juice fasting is just fresh squeezed juice and that's it. I believe that the purpose of a juice fast, which it is, the purpose of a juice fast is to be able to take in tons of nutrients. Overload the body with nutrients while also giving the digestive system a rest. You can also do that by taking in tea, by, being creative, adding in a little cayenne pepper into like a shot of, cilantro juice with, lemon in it. Whatever you want to do, just be creative and take in as much nutrients as possible that's already in your home. So some of the staples that I keep in my house prior to juicing, prior to ever even thinking about juicing, is lemon, cayenne pepper. What else did I typically keep in here? I would say those are the top 2 that I keep in here like every day. If I run out of lemon, I'm running to the store, because most of the things that I cook for my daughter, it has lemon in it, because I don't like to use that much salt, and I feel like lemon naturally give your food that salty taste. So I use a lot of lemon. So those 2 things I really try to utilize during this juice fast. Another thing I keep also is ginger. So I usually make ginger tea, but I like using fresh ginger. So I also use ginger a lot. So I keep ginger in the house, and sometimes sometimes when I'm juicing, I'll add a little bit of ginger in it as well. So these are not things that are in my juice budget. These are things that are in my budget for everything else, like for the family, for my daughter to eat, for everybody to eat. So luckily, you know, I am able to merge the two sometimes, especially when it comes to lemon. Sometimes I'll squeeze a lemon in one of my juices as well, and it really helps, I mean, a lot. And if you want to take in 6 liters, which is like 1.5 gallons if I'm not mistaken, you can also drink 1/2 gallon of like lemon water or 1/2 gallon of tea, like steam some tea, and try to use fresh, loose herbs. So I love using the soursop leaves and I steam them. I don't like drinking hot things often. So what I do is I make the tea and I poured in 1/2 gallon of water, like you see in the video how I did the juice. I'll pour, you know, that whole teacup into 1/2 gallon of water. And then once I do that, I kind of wait for it to cool off and then I drink it. And it allows me to take it in quicker. And that's my 6 liters. Like, you really have to be creative and you have to stop listening to people that are online that are in a different tax bracket. If I was in their tax bracket, of course, I would be like overloading with all of these vegetables and fruits like daily, like you couldn't tell me anything, trust me. But because I'm on a budget, you have to purchase what you can afford. And this is why I'm doing this video, because I think it's hard for a lot of people, and a lot of people quit because, you know, you don't have the money. And I've quit so many times. And so I reached a point where, like, how can I do this spending only $50 a week? Like, think about how much money you can spend solely on juicing. When you come up with that number, figure out what's the best way to do it with the items that you can purchase from the store, and how much money you can spend daily on just getting those little items, or getting a bundle and spreading it throughout the week and making it last, because you really can do it. Another thing that I found really helpful is using fulvic acid. And I don't know if I ever mentioned this in my videos. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in one of my videos because it's my favorite thing. It's like a mineral blend. So if you only can afford like a bundle of cilantro or a bundle of parsley, please get I think it's like a shot. It comes with a cup, but I think it's like a shot of fulvic acid, humic acid. I think that's what it's called. God, please forgive me, y'all. I know it's a mineral blend, and I feel like I'm adding a couple of words in here on it, but I will put a picture up so you can see it. You can get it from Sprouts as well. But you want to take that shot and pour it in your water as well, because you're going to use water as your base, with only 2 bundles of, maybe 1 bundle of cilantro, 1 bundle of parsley, or just an apple, whatever you want to put in there. And you want to go ahead and blend that all together, shake it up, and you'll be able to get the nutrients that you need while drinking that water, you know what I mean? Or that juice, because now you're turning that water into a juice by adding in other, you know, items like apples, oranges. So figure out what your budget is and come up with something, because to be honest, overloading your body with a lot of fruits and vegetables more than a recommended thing is not necessary. It may not necessarily be beneficial. I mean, we're all experimenting with our bodies. We're all thinking that, you know, if we overload our body, I'm sorry, y'all, my cat just walked in. Sorry about that. She scared me to death. But if you overload your body with nutrients, it'll heal you. But if you give your body the right amount, it may do the same. You know what I mean? Probably even better if you take the recommended amount, because if you eat too many cucumbers, it could cause renal failure. Like, you could have major issues by taking in a high dose of, say, vitamin K. You can't take in a overload of vitamin K every day. So you have to take things like that into consideration when you're juicing. Just because you're using less doesn't mean you're getting less results. You could be getting more than people who are out here purchasing all these fruits and vegetables. And so one of the things that I found to be more helpful, just with myself in general, is that sometimes we get so caught up in YouTube, we get caught up in other people's story, and we want to mimic it. Like, oh my God, I need to do this, and this, and I have to start at 8 a.m. and I have to work out at this time, and I have to do that, and I have to do this. Sometimes you have to figure out, okay, what can I do today? What can I afford today? How can I be creative? step back, strategize, figure out the cost saving strategy that works for you and go for it, because that's the one that's going to get you the results. Just because you don't have the funds to purchase all of these exotic vegetables, or even not even exotic, but tons of vegetables and carrots and all of these other things, or even organic, because as you can see, I only spent $50 and only one thing I purchased that was not organic. And even if I would have purchased that pineapple or 3, it would have took me still a little over $60. If you think about it, that's still great. That's still great. That's still under $100 a week. So less than what, $400 a month, which is what I was spending literally in like a couple of days or a week. You know what I'm saying? Because I was spending about $300 or $400. So yeah, it was like basically how much I was spending in a week, you could spend in a month. So you really have to think about what you're able to do, because I may be onto something. I really may be onto something. I really may be onto something big, like by pulling back and taking in the recommended dosage, or maybe just a little bit more. Just a little bit more, because as long as our body is getting what it needs, it's satisfied. Also, family and friends. When you go on your juice journey, bring in your family and friends. They could be very helpful in purchasing things for you. So call everyone you know, create a group text and say, hey, you guys, I'm going on this juice fast. Or you don't have to tell them your reason, but if you want to, you can share it. And tell them that you're going on a juice fast and you just need all of their support. Tell them that you're trying to go organic, or you're doing it organically. So, you know, if they ever see, you know, an organic item in the grocery store that they could purchase for you, please do. If they don't, you know, the support is enough, but just throw it out there, because you'll be surprised who end up seeing something and super excited and want to see your results and may purchase it for you. So you have to keep those things in mind, because your family and friends could be like literally your support system in adding more of those essential items into your juices. Also, as I mentioned, you know, shopping in your kitchen. So the first thing that I think everyone should do before even going to the grocery store, find out what your staples are in your kitchen. Like, what do you typically buy on a daily basis from herbs, spices, teas, and try to use all natural herbs. And also with vitamins, like be creative with vitamins as well. Like most people say, oh, you can't take vitamins when you're on a juice fast. That's a lie. I take vitamin D as an injection, and I also use the dropper under the tongue. I also use the spray vitamin D as well. I also, what else do I use? My chlorophyll. Sometimes I take in chlorophyll, but since I'm using a lot of plants, I don't really need chlorophyll. But I mean, if you're using chlorophyll in liquid form, you can take that as well, because the goal is to give your digestive system a rest. So if you're taking in your supplements in liquid form, especially if it's more all natural versus artificial, it has all of these other ingredients in it. I'm not talking about those type, but the all natural ones with only one ingredient, which is like chlorophyll or spirulina, whatever it is, make sure that it's all natural, and you can take that in, because you're still giving your body, your digestive system, a rest. All you're doing is introducing a variety of nutrients in the body, but cost effective. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're just looking at things in the kitchen, and when you think of vitamins and minerals. Like, I personally can't afford a vitamin D injection every month. I mean, it's kind of pricey. I think it's like $30 per shot. But it really works though. So whenever I get extra money, or someone wants to help me out, you know, when I create my budget and I'm seeing like, oh, something happened where I got extra money, I use my money wisely. Like one time my dad sent me $150 and I really wanted to go and buy me a new sweater. Okay. But I didn't. I took $130 of that and I went to Hydrate, which is this, hydration store. I don't know what to really call it. And I went there and I got an immunity bag, which basically they hook you up to an IV and you get all the vitamins and minerals. I'm talking zinc, all of the good stuff. Okay, vitamin C, you can, you name it. I mean, it's there. Like, you really can go and look and see all the vitamins and minerals that they offer. You can even get a higher dose of vitamin C as an add-on in your bag. And so now, you know, you're walking out of there and you're feeling great because you just got all of these nutrients in your body via IV. So just keep those things in mind while you're on your juice journey. And this is really for long-term juicing. So I'm not talking if you're juicing for a day or two or a week, because those, you know, you'll probably end up spending a lot of money just for that week because it's going to be over in 7 days. But if you plan on juicing long-term, I'm talking more than 30 days, like 90 days or more, please be creative and you'll be surprised with some of the things that you come up with and how you could be helpful to someone else. So with all of that being said, I hope I didn't leave anything out. I feel like I had so much on my mind that I wanted to get out that I just feel like I'm just blurting at you guys. So sorry about that. But I really want to help you guys, you know, be able to follow through, because I was so disappointed when I got to I think I was on week 2. I think I was at the end of week 2, and I was just thinking like, I don't have money to keep paying for this stuff. Like, no, I was on week 3. I was like, I don't have money to keep paying for all of these fruits and vegetables. I have to be creative. Like, I'm not going to quit. I've came this far. I'm shocked I even got this far. Why would I give up? Like, why? So I had to be creative, and I had to really step back and think in my head and really, you know, sit back and block out all the noises, block out all the voices of people that, oh, I juice fast for a year, you have to do this. Even though that worked for them, they didn't do the opposite. So they don't know if what I'm doing is even better. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind, and I wish you guys the best on your juice fast. And if you have any questions, please drop a comment. We're in this together. If we can even come up with a better strategy for $40 a week, that would even be perfect. But you know, I want to keep it simple. $50 a week is the goal here. And I think it's awesome. So, and it works for me. Like, it truly works. You still feel great, hydrated, all of that good stuff. So I hope to see you guys in my next video. As of right now, I am on, I think I'm on week 7, the end of week 7. So I'm on the end of week 7. And so I am going to continue to do videos and keep you guys updated on how it's going for me. And wish me luck. Thank you guys. Bye. Oh, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.